Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. There is a fourth screen on here. Hey.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. Dirt Cutter did not take over like he did last time.
But
You
as y'all
notice I got
already
new
know,
polls.
I
K-Style.
saw the poll. That motherfucker,
Who that is?
boy, that boy came with the Sabu pose on y'all ass.
Sabu, bro. Look, you know, I'm on that Sabu. I gotta be a quote unquote Unabomber today. No, Unabomber. That's what should I be? Homicidal, genocidal. Yeah, you know, I gotta get my Sabu on. So you might get a real special heavy hitter today.
But before you get your Sabu on, you know what we got to do first. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as you already know, this is your boy, the Debonair 6-Man K Styles, bringing to you, hosting not the heavy hitters with the mad scientist, Mad Mike Sports. The minister, Jew Talk Sports. And we're giving y'all a blessing today because we have the professor, the head coach, Noah 10. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but 10 Dale. Welcome to the heavy hitters. As we already know, we got to hit them with them 3 special words. What are those 3 special words, gentlemen?
Real.
Go ahead.
Welcome.
Get my gold dust on, y'all. Y'all already know what that is. And today's roll call is going to go with Joseph Thornton, YMOF Jamal, Tev Sports and Gaming, and J. Bubba Gum, Marlon Johnson, Floyd Donnelly, Coach Will Talk Sports. We got Low Ski, ATL Leo, Atlanta Nation, Eric Mack, Jack Savage, D. Coleman, Maggie is in the building, Isaac Crimes, Melvin Emery. Last but not least, we got Make Your Fumble, Daniel Bell,
Marlon Johnson.
Yes, sir, Boomer Falcon. So we're going to give it to you. 3, 2, cut. What's going on, people, man? As y'all already know, the title of the show tonight is going to be about optimism for the Atlanta Falcons for 2022. Now, how this came about is I know y'all saw Mad Mike's rant earlier about, I know everybody found it to be kind of legendary today. But there's also other branches on the tree that brought it to my attention. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the OG, Sam, and our player partner, Wolf, bringing up the word optimism. So shouts out to those two. Appreciate the idea. So fellas, who want to kick it off tonight?
I think I want to start off with not just that, but also with a couple updates as to why I'm here. So nothing's going to be as big as the update that I gave last time. But there is a couple of other advancements. So, number 1, my logo for my intro is like almost complete. The actual logo itself is complete, and everyone else got to see it. And they all approve of it. So, good to see that. Speaking of things that you can see, but not only that, but also wear, merch. More merch updates from Tyrone has updated himself. So he already finished up with Mad Mike's. He's already working on. He already finished with K Styles, and he said that mine is up next. So that's going to be something cool to think about. Also, I think one last thing, Trey hit me up earlier, and he was feeling a little antsy about, hey, let's kick things back up and let's see if we can start another show again. It won't be later on tonight, but he is thinking about a Saturday night type of show. So we're still working on the topic, but yeah, if he's going to get right back into the single things, who am I to stop him? You know? So those are small things. Anything else? I got a football game coming up this Saturday, and I'm hoping to record like as much as I can of it, so that way I can turn that into a video, and then turn that video into translating my skill set onto an NFL Street Series. So that could be in the works as well. If y'all want to see that, I'm trying to get cameras involved. We could do either tackle or flag, and I think most of us are leaning towards tackle. So that'll be interesting to see the stats on that. And without further ado, now we're back to the show.
Hey, man. Hey, like I said, he talked about head coach, boy. He got the head coach mustache and hat going on over there, too. Now. Y'all gotta realize that, right? But
those are staple.
That's a staple, man. Yeah. As long as you ain't on the Mike McCarthy side of the game, you're good. Or the Dirk Cutter side, you're good. But we're going to let Jew kick it off tonight with us about this. Optimism for the Falcons. Are you optimistic, and do you feel like it's a good thing? Or why do you feel like people think it's a bad thing to be optimistic about this team?
Okay, so personally for me, I always say this, and I put this on Twitter as well. I always say this on my channel. I'm biased because I'm a diehard Falcons fan. So I'm always going to talk cash no matter what when it comes to the Falcons. But to be optimistic is a good thing. Like, I feel like if you're going to have a team, you got to have faith in your team, point blank in the period. When it comes to the Falcons, yeah, we're going to be realistic, talking about the team. But as I always state, you never know. In football is the ultimate team sport. So it's one of those sports where you really don't know from year to year. Like as the coaches always say and players always say, your team, you can literally go from worst to first within one season. We've seen the Cincinnati Bengals do it last season. We're getting to the Super Bowl when nobody had them even making the playoffs. Joe Burrow was coming off a torn ACL. So nobody's seen him having the year that he had and the season that he had. Jamar Chase was a rookie coming in. So I'm always optimistic. But I think with our owner, Arthur Blank, he's one of the best owners in the league. And I've talked about this for years and years and years, that he's always looking to win. Even if we're in a retool, rebuild, whatever you want to state, we're not the Cleveland Browns. We're not one of those organizations like the Jacksonville Jaguars, where it's just like you tank. Like the Falcons has never been an organization to tank. So we're always going to play with pride no matter what. And you've seen that last season with a bunch of basically misfits. They won 7 games and they pretty much was in every single game. Like we really didn't get blown out. So I think the biggest problem with a lot of the Falcons fans that are not optimistic is they don't want to get their hopes up just to be let down. But at the end of the day, how can you call yourself a fan, a fanatic, whatever you want to call it, if you don't believe in your own team? Like, if you're going to believe that you're going to lose, why go to the games? Like, personally, I'm not one of those fans that just want to be entertained. I want our team to win a Super Bowl. That's what it's about for me. So if the Falcons are not winning, looking to win a Super Bowl, then what are we doing? Let's just be real. I mean, that was one of the reasons why I started doing YouTube and why I've been passionate. When I chose the Falcons as my team, it was because they look like a team that was trying to actually win and do something. So when it comes to those other organizations out there, the New York Jets, those teams that consistently tank year in and year out, I feel like for those teams, maybe, those fans, they may not be optimistic. But with the Falcons, I've never heard, out of all of the coaches that we had, the GMs that we had, I've never heard any of our coaches stating we're going to tank or we're, trying to look at a quarterback next season. Terry Fontenot, Arthur Smith, when they came and got this job, the first thing they said was, we're not rebuilding, we're not tanking, we're trying to win now. And that's what I want to hear as a fan. If I'm paying my hard-earned dollars and going to these games to support my team, I want them to say winning is paramount. Point blank in the period. That's what it's about, winning. And I'll leave it at that.
All right. I like that. Hey, Noah, man, go ahead, man. We're gonna let you catch this one next, man. What you feel about that?
Yeah, first off, I'm gonna go back to a comment that I saw because this dude. Yeah, you better believe I'm gonna try.
They get them quality time. Hey, yeah, no. He said the wrong category. It's supposed to be critical tackles. There's a difference.
But no, here's another comment that I want to touch on. Because Floydinella says, I have blind faith in my birds. And for me, I think of that as saying, hey, I haven't seen enough change in order to really give me any sort of optimism or pessimism. So I didn't really see an improvement, but I haven't really seen a decrease in the problem. So I'm just going to go with, whatever the outcome is. And I'm just going to be happy with that. I don't really consider that blind faith about what we have to talk about, because a lot of things that we've offered on the table, whether they're in the free agency period and some of the signings that we made there, although they weren't like the biggest splash plays, but they were impactful players. And then you look at the draft, we haven't made the big splashy plays, but we have made some impactful players. So a lot of this is actually just addition by subtraction when you really think about our talent. And all of that got completely gutted for most of the fan base when they looked at the schedule. And then a lot of the hope just went away, as if none of our improvements actually did a thing. And I don't really like that, because we talked about last season, and me and Trey, maybe that's our next conversation. Like, how bad were those 10 losses actually? Because people are stuck on what they've seen from the previous year, and they're stuck on that translating directly into the next season, which you can't do that because so much of our team has changed. The only thing that hasn't really changed was Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith. And guess what? They've already learned from their mistakes. So knowing all of these components, it doesn't lead you to really believe in a pessimism standpoint when most of the things that we looked for, maybe apart from obviously the departure of Matt Ryan, which people weren't going to really consider as contenders with him anyways. So like that didn't really swing the needle when it comes to a lot of these people. So instead, now you have the people that are just on the fence about every single decision that we made, because a lot of people are stuck on I'm going to just a wait and see mentality. Well, why do that and then try to monetarily invest in everything else when you're just still stuck on the fence, and then one more negative swing can take you back in the other direction with everyone else? For me, it's more so here's a collection and a compilation of things that we've done right so far in this season, in this off season. And here's a collection of things that we've done bad in this past season. All right. And let's focus on getting those mistakes. And the other thing that I want to talk about maybe with Trey is, all right, well, when you break down the actual game plan, or just a simple game plan, then you can start to understand as to why the Jaguars beat the Bills last year. Maybe you can understand why the Texans beat the Titans last year. Maybe you can understand why the Jets beat the Bengals last year with a backup quarterback. Maybe you can understand some of these weird losses and these weird wins for these top opponents, right? Because most of every single team had one. They had an embarrassing loss to the schedule. Why can't we be that one team to offer a couple of bad, embarrassing losses to the schedule? You can't say it's not possible, because we've seen time and time again worst teams, teams that finish with a worse record than we did, do something to those top opponents, and they chipped at their armor a little bit, and no one else really learned those lessons because they are too focused on looking at the talent rather than the game plan. Well, we're developing a game plan first, and we're getting the talent later on. So just remember that when you go throughout the rest of the season. And last thing I'll say, when talking about the rest of the schedule, right? And people want to just say, well, this team has they just have a straight up better roster than the Falcons. And then I'm starting to think about like, okay, well, when you say they have a better roster, what do you really mean? Because I can name some of our top players on our team, and they're not just top players on the team, but they're top players in the league. And you're saying that we don't really have anything else to go off of, and that our team is just going to lay down and die for our opponents every single week. Like, that's not how we played last year. That's not how we're expecting to play this year. And if anything, we have a better chance to be in more games than we ever did last year. So where's most of this out? So where's most of the pessimism coming from?
Man, I almost pulled out a notebook on that one, man. What
That's why he's a professor.
He's a
That's
professor,
exactly why
man.
he's a professor.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go next about this optimistic thing. I mean, when we look at this season, and we've been saying this for a while now, this is the season of the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, you're basically going through a transitional year, where it's okay. We didn't have Matt Ryan for 14 years, so we know this the staple right here. He's gone. They're bringing in a whole slew of new talent that made that Arthur Smith looks at and be like, okay, these are my type of guys, but we haven't seen them play together yet. This is what Mike was alluding to last night. We're still waiting on the offensive line, seeing if Mayfield can make that jump. We should see who the hell is going to be the center. You got a defensive line that hopefully we can stop the damn run. We want to see if A.J. Terrell can replicate the season he had last year. We want to see if Richie Grant or Jalen Hawkins can improve as safeties. So it's so many question marks, but not enough star power. So this is where a lot of that, I don't know, man. I can't be too, like, this team is going to suck. 5-12. I'm just being a realistic Falcon fan.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying we're going to go 0-17.
We're going to go 0-17. Like, nah.
No. 0-17. All ties.
Boy, if anybody go all ties, boy, that's gonna be one of the worst. That's like I'd rather go 0-17 than go 0-17, boy. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, bro. How the hell you tie 17 games? But yeah, I think this just really come by. And for me, I'm always gonna be optimistic. It's not a crime to be optimistic, bro. We have to get away from that. And I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm just speaking for those that are willing to be optimistic. And shout out to Wolf again, who did the definition. It's optimistic means confidence of the future. There's a future here.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be willing to go through the fire and the flames. Dragon Force. And I'm gonna pass it on to Mike, man. What you got, man? What you got? Part 2.
Y'all know what that signifies. If you know Sabu, like we all know Sabu, you know some shit about to go down. So based on that, I got something to say about it. And I'm going to reiterate what I was talking about earlier. The reason why everybody is to the point where they want to sit here and just say, all right, we're going to be 0-5. Let's not even think about, let's not even have hope for the future. We don't even want to give Desmond Ridder a chance. We don't want to give Mario a chance. We don't want to give Tyler Algier a chance. We don't want to give Drake a chance. We just want to say, yeah, it's over. It's done. I don't know these guys, and it's over with. You don't want to give these guys a chance. Why? Noah kind of alluded to it earlier. It's because you have no clue who these guys are. You haven't seen them play. I mean, you've seen them play in college. So you have a pretty good idea that these guys are pretty good players. This guy had 1,000 yards receiving in 8 games last year. Don't tell me that he doesn't have talent.
With Cleophas.
Cleophas at quarterback. So yeah.
Cleophas at quarterback. So don't give me this bullshit about they don't have talent. Don't give me this bullshit about Tyler Algier is not a good running back, because we clearly saw that in college. Don't give me this bullshit that the Malone isn't a good lineman, an edge rusher. Don't give me this bullshit about Ibikite being he sucks. Don't give me this bullshit that Grady Jarrett is not a defensive lineman. Let me correct myself on that. He's a defensive lineman. Grady Jarrett can play all positions, and he can play those positions at an elite level. So don't give me this bullshit that the Falcons don't have players. Okay? This is the stuff that we're talking about. We're so used to seeing Matt Ryan and Julio Jones dominate the competition. So when we have guys that we're not familiar with, this is what we do. Know what that means? You know what that means? You just want to turn off the lights and disappear. Nobody wants to watch them anymore. Nobody want to even hear my voice.
I'm about to say, did my mic just drop a camera drop?
Yeah, look, yes. Okay? We're getting visual today. We're getting the visual. You're going to hear me. You're going to feel me today. Because if you can't see it, you guys, if you can't see it, you have no hope. This is what true fans are. We've seen this. We've seen these guys. So don't tell me that these guys don't have a chance. Don't tell me. We seen what AJ Terrell did against elite wide receivers. Don't give me that bullshit and say he didn't play anybody, because everybody he lined up against, whether they was number 2, number 1, he shut their ass all down. So this is what we're talking about. I have a major problem, and it started with me when K-Styles asked me that question. Mike, what are your expectations for the wide receiver? My goofy ass said, I just want to see touchdowns. So I was like, Mike, you took the easy way out. Why? You took the easy way out and just said, well, I don't really have hope in anything. When you say stuff like that, and you don't really give a true breakdown of the reason why you believe what you believe, you're taking the easy way out. And I'm done with easy way out. I told you this year, y'all going to see a whole new Mad Mike. You want the old Mad Mike, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. So at the end of the day, if you're going to be a real fan of it, of the team, why not go all out? What's wrong with saying, look, I believe in this guy. So until he shows me that I can't trust him, I'm a fan, right? A fanatic's supposed to go over and beyond. So are you look at yourself in the mirror? Are you truly a fan of the team? Or are you just one of these cheerleaders, one of these Instagram models? You just looking at, you just want to see some, you just want to see a little something. You got eyes on the prize on something else. You just want to see some highlights. Are y'all some Instagram model? I'm just asking. So at the end of the day, get off the fence. Okay? Get off the fence. Stop using last year as an escape to say, well, Stop using last year's record as an excuse to be a whack fan, because that's what a lot of people are, whack fans. You're not real fans, and I'll continue to say that. Get off the fence.
Hey man, that's kind of well spoken, man, and definitely I would agree with you on.
Robin Hood, you've done it again.
God damn it, Robin.
Man,
What the hell was that? What was that?
bro, I don't know
no.
what you. Bro, you doing something, Case? I don't know what
I
you
don't
doing,
know.
but you doing something.
I ain't got nothing. Y'all saw my hands up, bro. I ain't did nothing. I'm sitting here looking like, what the just happened?
All right.
But,
I don't believe it, but what?
man, whatever, man. Don't do me like that. Don't do it. I ain't got no special powers. But getting back to Jew. Speaking of the optimism, who are you the most optimistic for as far as this upcoming season?
That's an easy one for me. That this is a lob right to the rim. This is an alley-oop. Y'all already know where I'm going.
Hey,
I'm about to Blake Griffin. I'm finna Blake Griffin it in when he was in his prime. Yeah, that's gonna be Drake London. Drake London is the guy that I was talking about on my draft board. And one thing that I can say about this new regime that I love with Terry Fontenot is I'm 2 for 2 so far in first round draft picks. When Dan Quinn was here and Thomas Dimitroff was here, I could never put my finger on where we were going to go in the draft. But 2 back-to-back seasons, Kyle Pitts, I seen that coming, and Drake London, I seen that coming. And Drake London is the guy that I'm looking at that I think this season, I already said I think he's going to have a chance to be a Pro Bowler. Like, I really think he's going to have a big season because he's one of those guys that's a number 1 wide receiver. And you put him opposite of Kyle Pitts is going to be the magnet. Kyle Pitts is almost like the new Julio. He's going to have that Julio Jones role where he draws all that attention. And on the opposite side, Drake London, that guy's immensely talented and he's physical. Like, this dude isn't afraid. Like, that's one of the biggest things that I love about a Drake London. He's like a AJ Terrell on the offensive side of the ball. Like, he has no regard for his body. He's not afraid to go across the middle. He's not afraid to take a big hit. And when he catches the ball, he's hard to tackle. He's hard to bring down an open field. So it's nothing that that Drake London can't do. So I really think he's going to have over 1,000 yards receiving because people are still going to key in on Kyle Pitts. He's the number 1 attraction right now for our offense. So Drake London, nobody knows what to make of Drake London. Yeah, you've seen what he did in college, but he's similar to, like I said, like a Jamar Chase last year, where he came in the league and basically took the league by storm. Like, people knew that Jamar Chase was a bad boy, but they didn't know he was as good as he was. You know, I didn't think he was that good. I'll say that. I didn't think he was going to be as good as, he came in the league and basically balled out the way he did. So I think that Drake London has a chance to do a similar thing to what Jamar Chase did last year as far as coming in and being that number 1 guy. And I think he's going to do it from day one. Like, first game against the Saints, I can see him having over 100 yards receiving because all eyes are going to be on CP. All eyes are going to be on Kyle Pitts because just how we talk about the fans is what have you done for me lately? So everybody's eyes are on Kyle Pitts and CP based off of what they did last year. So I think Drake London is going to have a really, really big season. And I expect him to have over 1,000 yards receiving just because he's going to eat off of Kyle Pitts and CP. Those are like when you go and you as a defensive coordinator coming into the week to play the Falcons, the first 2 names you calling out is don't let Kyle Pitts get off. Don't let CP get off because those were the main guys last year that the offense was pretty much predicated all around. Like, those guys were the focal point. So Drake London right now, he's off the radar. People don't know what to expect. So the first couple games, he's going to be able to get off because there's no tape on him. And that's why I love we have the Saints in week 1 because, as we were just saying, nobody knows what this Atlanta Falcons offense is going to look like because we have a totally new team. Like, if you look at it, the wide receiving core pretty much was blown up. The backfield was pretty much blown up. Other than CP, I mean, we got rid of Mike Davis. So, and then we have a whole new quarterback. So other than the offensive line, everybody else are new players. So I really think that we're going to benefit early on where guys are not going to have tape on what this offense can look like with Mariota and with Drake London. So Drake London is the guy.
Okay, hold on. I want you to give me one quick answer here, right here. Jew, this is for you. I'm hot passing it to you right quick. So, You said you feel like Drake London is going to have 1,000 yards this season, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's going. So by him having 1,000 yards, that's going to that could possibly sacrifice yards for Kyle Pitts. Am I correct?
That's correct.
But I see what you did there. All the attention is going to be on Drake London, which could possibly mean Kyle Pitts might get more touchdown opportunities.
Exactly. Especially once they see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Especially once they see what he can do. Because eventually, once you get those first, I'll say probably by the first 5 games, if Drake London is going crazy, you're gonna have to, start to pay him some attention. Similar to what happened last year with CP. Early on, CP, nobody was really paying CP no attention. And that's why he was kind of getting off. And then late in the season, everybody thinks he did get injured. But I really think it wasn't just the injuries. It was teams basically started focusing on, like, we got to cover CP. Like, he's the star of that offense. So so later on in the season, we seen teams literally, their game plan was stop CP, stop Kyle Pitts. Where early on, people didn't expect CP to have a year that he had. So I think it'll be the same thing for Drake London and for Kyle Pitts. Because I think that both of those guys can go over 1,000 yards. But as far as touchdowns, the touchdowns definitely going to be there. The touchdowns definitely going to go up because Kyle Pitts only had 1 touchdown. I'll put any type of money on he going to get more than 1 touchdown this season. You can bet the house on that. He going to get more than 1 touchdown.
Right. All right. No, I got a question for you here too. I'm not going to give everybody the same question, but I'm going to give you this question. So do you feel like with the Atlanta Falcons being under the radar as far as everybody's expected them to be bottom of the league and all this stuff like that, is that really a disadvantage or is that an advantage for them, knowing that nobody's really looking at them?
It becomes a disadvantage when you try to pay too much attention in the locker room as to what your record is. If you go into every single game saying, hey, right now we haven't played our game, so we haven't won the game, we haven't lost the game yet. We just haven't played it yet. So you go into that mentality thinking that, hey, this is the week and I can win. Hey, this is a week that I can win. This is a week that we can win. And you go into that. You can really feed that mentality, and it can really get yourself momentum in the locker room, increase your morale of the team, and then all of a sudden you're going to start seeing more of that spark that was so hard for us to try to grasp when we were in some bad situations against some pretty good opponents. There were scenarios where we couldn't get the momentum back if we had ever lost it. And there was also scenarios where if we got the momentum, it was sometimes late in the game and we were unstoppable. If we feed that mentality to a better roster, like we already said, it's going to pay dividends for us. Because you have to understand that although we have some tough opponents, the thing is, if you try to imagine yourself, in a fight with a bigger opponent than you, obviously you're not going to like your chances. But what if I told you that you could be any size that you want? Like you yourself can be however strong or however weak that you think. That all depends on your way of viewing yourself in either a confident manner or not. And if you view yourself in a confident manner, it no longer matters about how big your opponent is, but how big you think you are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Mike. We're going to pass this question on to you. I'm trying to word this right. Why? Nah, we've seen your rant. We've seen your video earlier. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all go to Mad Mike Sports and check out his rant from earlier today. But I want to kind of reiterate something that you said on there as well, is mentally why nobody is really giving these young players a shot as far as they like let me use an example. Okay, we already know most people don't like Mariota. They think Mariota's doo-doo, whatever. Redder, they wanted Malik Willis. Boom. Why? 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 Why is it that we just see some of these? Not, and I'm not talking about just fans, but we're talking about news reporters, media, content creators pushing this narrative that these players are going to be no good before they even take a snap. How you feel about that, man?
Well, that's pretty easy question.
I throw lollipops, man. You just gotta go up there and get it.
Hey, I'm already on it. While you was explaining, elaborating, I already had the answer. The answer is simple. You are what you create. I don't allow losers to come on here and just say whatever the hell they want to say. If you're gonna come on AFN, you're gonna come on the heavy hitters. You gonna explain yourself. We not gonna let you just get on here and just say, "Oh, some wild crazy." We gonna ask a question, man. We're gonna ask, okay, why do you think that? Why do you do this? Why? Like, okay, I'm trying to understand it. Can you explain this? Reason why I say that is because the Falcons created that. Falcons created a culture where if they had an issue, I'm not going to develop. I'm just going to go buy another player. I'm just going to throw a couple of draft picks at this guy. And I'm going to trade up and get another wide receiver for Matt Ryan and just let Matt Ryan do all the work. So when you create that culture of like when you create a culture of dependency on one particular side of the ball or one particular player, this is what you get. People only have confidence on things that they see. So, like I said, with Matt Ryan, what we did, it was just like, I'm not going to try to even develop a solid coaching staff. I'm not going to try to develop a defense. I'm not going to try to come up with a draft, a scouting, a way where the Falcons, identity for the team. Like right now, we got Arthur Smith. We know what his identity of the identity of his offense. He got big, fast, big receivers. They're not necessarily fast. He got big offensive linemen. These guys are run block oriented first. And you got on the defensive side of the ball, we know on the defensive side of the ball, everybody has to have that flexibility to play multiple positions. So we know what the identity is. So reason why Falcons fans now they have no confidence is because that's what we allowed to happen. We allowed this to happen because it became a quick fix. All right, we're not gonna build a team. It's just like, all right, let's just jump on everybody. Just jump on Matt Ryan's back. Oh, we're gonna jump on Julio's back, and that's why his damn hamstrings are fucked up right now because we just jumped on Julio back and let him carry us. When you have that mentality, this is what fans get used to. They have no hope in team ball because they got superheroes. They got a Superman. They got Batman. They got Aquaman. They got all these. They got Thanos. That's what they not. They don't come together like the Justice League and we all gonna come and get that one guy. We're all gonna come in and put his. He gonna have his special. He gonna have his special, and we all gonna come together. What? Look, you know how they did on Dragon Ball Z. You know Dragon Ball Z. Come on. Mm-hmm. Everybody's jumping on one guy. Everybody go, look, this motherfucker too strong. All right. Instead of just doing one person doing all the work, we all gonna come in. We're gonna put all our power together and we're gonna get it. The Falcons are not the Patriots. The Falcons are not the Pittsburgh Steelers. So when you have that mentality where you just don't, you're not gonna build a team the proper way and play football the proper way, fans naturally gravitate towards whatever you are. That's what they're gonna gravitate towards. So they have no hope for team ball because Falcons don't care about team ball. They don't care about balance. They never cared about balance. They never cared about having a running game or getting a running back for Julio Jones and Matt Ryan. They never cared about having a defensive tackle in the middle and to stop. They never cared about having another pass rusher. It was just like you create that culture, and that's what the Falcons did. That's why people don't believe in it.
Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, but somebody D Coleman talking about we had a bunch of Cybermen and Cell Jr.
Is that yeah? Like I said, it took it. But if you ever watched Dragon Ball Z, it took everybody. It took a team effort. It took a team effort to get it.
And that's the crazy thing. Nobody really ever thinks about that. You just think it's Goku saving the damn day, but you realize everybody played a part in it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes Yamcha got his ass whooped during the fight, but he threw a punch or two. Krillin over here getting killed. Tien over here tried beaming everybody, ain't doing shit, but he didn't hit somebody. You got Hercule Satan giving out fake bombs and shit, hoping that it works. It don't work.
Everybody has to have their part in it. Everybody has to have their part in creating the culture of winning. So, like I said, when you don't have that culture, create that that balance, and everybody having a part in us winning, it becomes hero ball. It becomes let's lean on that one person. We need, LeBron to put up a triple double every week. We need Steph Curry to hit 15 threes a game. Like we need that. We need that type of stuff. Like this series and the NBA Final was a perfect personification for what I'm talking about right now. They would have never won that championship if it wasn't for Wiggins stepping up and being that consistent guy for them when Clay was struggling, when Steph was because he struggled in game 5. He struggled, but his teammates picked him up. This is the stuff we talking about. This is why we always say, like, look, Matt Ryan put up, he had 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns and less than 15 interceptions every year. But what about the running game? What about the pass rush? What about, our inability to get turnovers? These are the things that matter. We had a poor punter last year. That was one of the main reasons why we lost a ton of games last year. We lost a ton of games last year, at least 3 or 4 games, because we go back to the damn Tampa game. All them damn shank punts, we could have won that game if we just got the proper punter. So these are the things that we talk about, the small intricate details that end up being, like I said, you always say it, the 1 or 2 plays during the game that cost us the game. Those are the I'm sorry, okay.
You didn't just bring up Cam Neasy. Tell me
Cam Neasy.
You did not bring up Cam Neasy on this show.
I did.
You remember that one video where they did like a flashback to Andy Reid doing the punt, pass, and kick challenge?
Oh God!
I think that Andy Reid back then would have been a better punter.
Oh man,
ain't no way in hell that dude was 15 in that damn video. Ain't no way in hell he was 27. I'm telling you, he was 27. Ain't no way.
He went by a different metric of age.
Bro, if anybody hasn't seen the Andy Reid punt, pass, and kick video, that dude was not 13, 14, 15. Ain't no way in hell. That dude was my size. He was not. He was not 13. If he was 13, 14, or 15, well, I take that back, because if you see Andy Reid right now, that motherfucker look like he pregnant with an elephant baby. He do.
Oh man.
But getting back to the punter thing, man. That Seth Vernon, we need you right now, bro. We need you to make this team, please. Nobody like Don Maggio. No, he done got cut twice for a reason. No,
Right.
but kind of getting back to what you were saying as far as the total team thing. Falcons, 31st in rushing. Ain't gonna get it done. Dead last in getting sacks. The second worst team in sacks had 30. You literally had your two inside linebackers at the top as the second and third sack guys on the team. You couldn't run the ball worth a damn. Let's just be real. You couldn't run the ball worth a damn. And I think this also kind of plays a part into it because you look at those nuances of the team, you look at the nuances of the game, and it's like, I don't know. I didn't really see it. And I know y'all tired of us using, well, Cincinnati went to the Super Bowl, just played in the Super Bowl. That's a relevant point. Because this is a year-to-year thing. You can go from worst to first to last, just like that.
I kind of want to stay right where you are, 2K Styles, on something that Mike said about hero ball. Like one of the things that we got to look at, and it's a lie that the media has told the fans of the NFL, especially the casual fans, that you can't win without an elite quarterback. And that's one of the biggest lies that is still, they talk about on NFL Network, they talk about on ESPN, all the talk show, all the talking heads. And if you look at a guy in Aaron Rodgers, he's a prime example of, you can argue since he's been in the league every year, he's the top 3 quarterback. He's won back-to-back MVPs. This man has played in the same amount of Super Bowls as Matt Ryan. 1. And that's why I always say over and over again, you have to have a complete team. And I talked about it a little bit on my show when I did What's the Word. Not only do you have to have a complete team, but you have to have a little luck as well. Like if you go look at a lot of those NFC Championship games, especially the one where they played against Seattle, the second year that Seattle went to their back-to-back Super Bowls, and they recovered that onside kick where pretty much Green Bay was leading the whole game, and they kind of just blew it at the end. That just goes to show you. It seems like with the Green Bay Packers, when Mike was saying, I always say it's 2 or 3 plays in a game that can shift the momentum or cause you to lose a game. We look at last year in the NFC Championship game. What happened? A block punt. They run in and score a touchdown of the 49ers in Lambeau Field. They were the number 1 seed. The last 2 years, I think Green Bay were 13-3? And in the NFC Championship game, back-to-back years, Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back MVPs, that just goes to show you. Like, I think that Aaron Rodgers is more talented than a Matt Ryan that was just here with our team. But it just goes to show you, even with them having their staple, like we talked about Matt Ryan and Julio being that staple, for the longest time, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams was that staple, arguably the best 1-2 combination in the league. But when the playoffs come around, 1-game elimination doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? So it goes back to what Mike was just saying and what we've been saying on the panel. It's like it takes a complete team. Coaching, special teams, defense, and a little bit of luck. Because Aaron Rodgers, they've been to, I don't even know how many NFC Championships games this guy's played in, but he's only won 1, and he's been in numerous. They played us in the NFC Championship in 2016 when we went. They played against Seattle, lost to Seattle. They played against the 49ers twice. That's 4 games right there I can just remember off the top of my head that they lost. I know that one game when Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers went to the Super Bowl, when they ran the ball pretty much the whole game and only threw Jimmy Garoppolo, I think threw like 7 or 8 passes the year that they played against Kansas City in the Super Bowl. So it just goes to show you, like, it's not all about just that one player and hero ball and having that great quarterback. So all of those people that's in the chat and all those people that come to us and keep saying we should tank for a quarterback next year or we should tank for Trevor Lawrence, it showed us last year with the Jaguars. Tanking and having a great quarterback doesn't do anything for you if you don't have a complete team. But I don't believe any of these guys that's coming out next year in this draft are Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers should be the poster boy, or he should be in the dictionary. His face should be up there for a hero ball because it doesn't do anything for you. Having a great quarterback, having that one great player, just like Mike was talking about, Julio Jones's hamstring. The same thing with Aaron Rodgers when he kept breaking his collarbone year after year and trying to carry the team on his back. It didn't get them anything but one Super Bowl. So, and one Super Bowl appearance, as great as he is, no shade at Aaron Rodgers. I think he's great, but it just goes to show you when you don't build a complete team, that look, 1-5. That goes to show you right there, 1-5.
1-5.
But
that's bad.
That's terrible. But the mindset of the media is that one. So because he got that one, they negate everything else. And the one that he won, I'm kind of looking at this box score right now, and
that was against the Caleb Haney.
Yeah, Chicago Bears.
The great Caleb Haney. That's what I'm looking at.
And let's be real, they could have lost that game because Brian Urlacher intercepted the ball and got shoestring tackled. I think he threw
BJ Raji. Tackle. He got a pick 6 in that game too.
Wow, it's coming back to me. Oh my God.
No
time. And we call him
was on the bike. Jay Cutler got hurt in that game. Yeah,
he got hurt before it, I thought.
Right.
That was during
it. Like,
yeah.
Possibly. It was either him or it was like what was the other quarterback? Like Todd Collins or something? Like that was the other option that they had.
I think so, yeah. They're like, nah, boy, get your ass in.
I totally forgot about that. Oh my God.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo won an NFC championship game throwing only 8 passes.
Yeah.
That's like Ryan Tannehill numbers.
Ryan Tannehill won a playoff game throwing for 79 yards. Think about that.
So he up here trying to make personnel decisions.
Wasn't that with Arthur Smith, right? So doesn't that just go to show that we can that same guy that he had back then with us, that we can still win games, meaningful games, without having to rely on our quarterback so much to save the day every single week.
Yes, sir.
Because everything else was functional. I remember a game where I was telling the amount of first down runs that we had in the same game. We had like 27 first down opportunities, but we ran the ball like 18 times on first down. Like, that is not just insanity. That is just, hey, you are making yourself known that, hey, I am a run-first team, and yes, I have Matt Ryan. Yes, I have all these offensive weapons. But I am going to run the ball, and I'm going to show that, hey, this is going to work for us. And once we get the practice down, once we get the reps down, because we didn't have a whole lot of snaps to work with, so we had to make sure that everything that we were doing was meaningful and fast. And when it didn't work, we had to assess ourselves and be like, okay, well, hey, is this the running backs that we have, or is this the offensive line that we have? All right, a lot of us would probably say, hey, at the time it was probably both. And then we've seen the improvements week after week that, hey, now we can start to run the ball. Hey, now we can start running the ball with Quadri Allison, the guy that has like 15 run opportunities the entire season, and let us know that, hey, we can still make a splash. But that lets us know that now we have Tyler Algier, we have Damian Williams, we have Avery Williams that is going to make an appearance in the running back room. We have Cordero Patterson that has more experience now and with less opportunities to get those hits on his body, because now he can be moved around everywhere because we have the depth. And That's just saying, like, hey, and once we know that, hey, we can start to be more consistent, more aggressive when it comes to running the ball in second, third quarter, and now we can really start to preserve our wide receivers for the red zone opportunities, because that's what we really want them to specialize in. So once we know that, hey, we have a variety of ways to move the ball down the field in between the 20s, which is something we have not been able to say since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
That opens up a lot of things for everyone else.
Well, man, so let's go ahead and start winding it down for the night, man. We definitely appreciate everybody tuning in to this Heavy Hitters edition, guest starring the professor. And what we always wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. I always gotta do it right. Just because Noah's in here, let's do it like this. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight for the Heavy Hitters. And the reason why you see Noah take the hat off is because his ass did a 5-hour draft show with this song playing for 5 hours straight. So, as we always say, man, we appreciate y'all. Y'all continue to support 6-Man K Styles on the road to 1K. Support Mad Mike Sports, Utah Sports, Noah Tyndale. And be sure to tune in to Atlanta Falcon Nation tomorrow, where we have a definitely great show for your Thursday night pleasures. So, until next time, we ain't here to play. We here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to go home.
One more thing.
What you got?
One more thing.
Oh,
I got somebody who want to say something real quick.
Oh, thank goodness that music is off.
I had to do it, man.
Oh, what's up, y'all? What's up?
I had to do it. What's up, TJ?
So y'all, I got a show coming on tonight at 10 o'clock. We're doing a Brave show. I got Ben back. We're gonna have a chopping it up tonight. So everybody come in, join. It's after the game. So if you're not watching the Braves game, turn the Braves game on. I don't know what else to tell you. We're gonna talk about the Hawks. Everybody wants to talk about JC getting traded tomorrow, all of that stuff. So we'll talk about that tonight. That's a touchy subject. So if you really want my opinion on it, if you want me to talk about the Hawks, you want to hear me talk about the Hawks.
Just do the promo.
I'm promoting it, Mike. That's
We're not gonna do that today.
We're
not doing that on TJ.
I'm not.
We've been arguing for the last 2 days about this. Let it go, okay?
Mike, I haven't talked about the Hawks since last spring. Think about it, Mike. I haven't talked about the Hawks since last spring. I didn't do no Hawk shows this season. I haven't done no Hawk shows this season. This is my return to doing Hawk shows.
Okay, I give you that.
Yeah, I gotta get it, man. I'm happy, man. We'll talk about the Braves and the Hawks. I haven't talked about the Braves or the Hawks on the show in a long time. So I'm not going to talk about Stetson Bennett. I'm sorry, that's my quarterback.
Look. Your ass get muted just for that. Let's I'm taking your damn mic. We're not doing that.
You're about to make Mike throw off his hat.
That was for ATM. That was to make ATM happy. That was all that was for. So all y'all come in the show. Hey, that's all I had to say. Thank y'all. Hey, thank y'all for supporting us. For everybody that watches every show, thank y'all for real. That's something important for y'all to do. Thank you for giving us the views. Thank you for supporting us. That's all I got to say.
Oh, Tyrone, quick. I already talked about the merch that you have.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all, the merch is coming. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. I don't know if it's in the description or not, but join the Discord. I give out previews in the Discord. If you want to see the merch early, it comes out in the Discord. So
Find us on
that's the only
Instagram
place
and
you'll see it.
you know,
That's the only
hit us
place
up
you'll see
on
it is in the
Instagram.
Discord.
We'll get you that link to the Discord if you just find us, myself or Noah on our Instagram. We'll send it to you. That's the easiest way to get access to the Discord. Just hit us on Instagram and we'll get it to you.
Or if you hit me on Twitter, that's another way. I'll get you on Twitter. I'm always on Twitter. I promise you. So if you need something on Twitter, if you always on Twitter like me, you shoot me something on Twitter and I'm always there. On Feeler or on my personal account. My DMs are open.
I gotta shoot this real quick because this is one of my heroes right here. I gotta send a special one out for this. Man, Goose is my dude. Like when you talk about a guy that personified just a great teammate, this is the guy. He supported his teammates. He was the heart and soul of that Baltimore Ravens defense. Everybody loved Goose. I mean, just look at him. You can just see the swagger. You can see the personality. You can see that he's a lot slimmer in this picture than in his heyday. But when you talk about one of the greatest nose tackles that ever did it, like Goose is that guy. So I'm like Goose, he's one of my favorite players. So condolences goes out to his family and the Ravens. Their organization has been hit hard today, and like Jalen Ferguson, like it's all in the same day, man. That's tough. So yeah, man. It's just condolences goes out to both of those guys, to the family, both of those guys, the fans. I know the Ravens fans, like they really truly support those guys, and just wanted to say that.
Hey man, and also Caleb Swanigan. We lost him yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, if y'all ain't left listening to what we said, we gonna tell you to you like this, man. Enjoy your life while you got it. Enjoy your days, man. Cause you never know when you never know when that time is gonna come. So once again, we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. As we say before, we ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't got to go home.
But you got to get there. Up out of here. Here.
And
if you two don't like it, you can just pass the blunt to the nigga on your left.
Deuces.
You gotta throw that one in there.
That was